Hi, my name is Jocelyn Yates, and I am a social media marketer and a content creator. I get asked all the time how I come up with such creative content. And so I wanted to make a short little series and give you 12 different tips on how I create content to go viral. Okay, so 12 tips to help you to go viral and grow your followers. If you don't know a little bit about my story, I actually started my social media marketing business 9 years ago. And just from social media, I've been able to build it to a 7-figure business. And then I also, have been able to grow my TikTok followers just in the last year and a half to over 750,000. My Instagram has 65,000, and I think I have over 60,000 followers on Facebook as well. So talking all about content creation, how to go viral. Got 12 tips for you. Number 12, I'm going backwards, is consistency. You will never be successful on social media if you cannot commit to being consistent. So I will just tell you, there are going to be days that you really don't feel like it. There's going to be days that you don't want to, but the more you can commit to just being consistent to doing it every single day, that's when you will have the most success. Inconsistent people get inconsistent results. Consistent people get the consistent results. Okay. And if you know what the compound effect is, it can never take place unless you are consistent. Basically, what that is it's kind of like you were rolling a snowball and you wanted to create a really big snowman, right? As you start, it's going to take a lot of work and effort and consistency. But as you keep it going and keep adding snow to this ball and rolling it up, eventually it's going to get easier and easier. Maybe you're pushing it up the hill and it's really hard to get it up the hill, but gradually the snowball is going to start to get bigger and bigger until consistency hits the compound effect and it starts rolling down the hill on its own, just growing and growing and growing and getting bigger as it goes. Consistency changes everything. That's my first tip. Always make sure that you can be consistent. You don't have to be perfect, but just make sure that you show up every single day. So number 11 is posting 1 to 5 videos every single day. I'm talking specifically Facebook, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. I'm just going to say short form videos is the most popular thing that is being pushed on social media today. Literally same thing if you're using Pinterest or even YouTube Shorts. It is the trending thing right now. And so I would absolutely make sure that you are spending majority of your time trying to grow on social media, focused on short form videos because it's incredible. So my personal goal is a minimum of 1 video every single day. Like those are the days that I really don't feel like posting content. I'll just make sure to do 1 a day. But if you can do ideally 2, 3, 4, or 5 videos a day, that's going to be better for your chances of going viral, because as much as we want to give you all these tips and strategies and tips on going viral, sometimes it's kind of the luck of the draw. And we're like, this video out of everything is the one that went viral. And we never always know. But if you're not posting very many videos, your chances are less likely to go viral. Tip number 10. Asking, what can I teach? What advice could I give somebody, right? This is the Gary Vaynerchuk jab, jab, right hook. If you can give people free content that's going to help them to learn something or make them feel better, that's going to be something that's going to grow. So as an example, some things that I have personally taught on and shared advice on that pertain to my life is marriage advice, things that I've done that have made my marriage easier or better. We have an awesome marriage. So I love sharing marriage tips that have worked for me. How to get my toddlers to listen to me. That's another thing that I'll post about and share advice or feedback on that has been awesome. And then also maybe I've done like makeup tutorials, how I apply my eyelashes, things like that. How to grow followers, any of those things that I'm like, I could probably teach on that. So if you're trying to think of like, what's something that I know that I could teach somebody or give value and help them learn something, just ask yourself what you're good at or what you're passionate about. Maybe it is makeup. Maybe you're really good at styling hair. Maybe you have great recipes that you could share, quick, easy dinner ideas. I do not have those things. Maybe it's makeup. Maybe it's parenting advice. Maybe it's how to nail job interviews. You could even honestly find other content creators that specifically coach other people on how to create content and take some of the things that they teach other people how to do there. Or once again, sometimes when I'm like, okay, if I want to share parenting advice on how to get toddlers to listen, let me go find the other creators that also specifically teach about these things and see if I can get a pointer or a tip or two from them that I could share in my own content as well. Okay, let's see, I'm like counting backwards. I should not do that. I think I'm on 9. Number 9 is, can I make them smile? A lot of the times, and I'm just going to kind of share this. So and I'm changing my numbers so I don't get messed up anymore. But when I was first working on going viral on TikTok, I had no clue what type of content to post. It was literally all over the stinking place. I had no clue what I was doing, and I looked it up, and it took me 93 videos before I ever had one go super viral. And I'm talking like it has 3 to 4 million views viral. Like that's how viral it went, not just like 100,000, 3 to 4 million views. I should probably go look it up because I can't remember how many views it has at this point. Plus it's been like almost 2 years now, but it probably has been 2 years. But in this video, the reason why it went viral is because it made people smile. It was literally a kind of like a get ready with me outfit for my 2-year-old at the time. She was 2. And was she 2? I think she was only 18 months. Anyway, but it was my daughter and everybody loved her. And it was just her putting on her cute little outfit for the day and everybody smiling at her. Although the next thing is the next tip. It kind of doesn't make sense sometimes, but we'll talk about it. So tip number 8 is, can I ruffle some feathers? If I can't make them smile, can I ruffle some feathers? People I'm just going to say this. People get offended really easily sometimes over the simplest, dumbest things. And so as I'm creating content, sometimes I'm like, what is something that could potentially ruffle some feathers? You know, maybe it's like literally you could think of the most simple things. I posted a video last week or the week before that said one reason why you should put your toddler in preschool early, they're annoying. And there were people that were very ruffled. Their feathers were so ruffled over the fact that they thought that I should never be annoyed at my child, that made me a bad mom. And they wanted to share that opinion with me. But that video now has like over 2 million views. Okay. Sometimes people just want to have their opinion. They just get irritated over the smallest, simplest things. But I will ask myself, what is something now that could potentially ruffle some feathers? Because if it's going to ruffle some feathers, people want to comment and tell you that. They will. Okay. So number 7, people love to share their opinions. So how can I get people to share their opinion on a specific topic? Now, I never post super heavily controversial topics. So you don't have to go like, are you team red? Are you team blue? Are you team COVID vaccine or not? Or those things like really don't matter. You don't have to get super political or super heated in these things. But anytime you can, ask people for their opinions, like as an example, one idea that was 100% based on opinions is that people look better with the side part versus a middle part. Like just that, people wanting to share what their opinions are. It's so simple. So any chance you can of starting just like a debate on a specific opinion, it doesn't have to be anything super crazy. Do that. Number 6, call out exactly what you want. So if you have followed me, you'll know that I do this quite frequently, actually, where I will make a video that says something along the lines of, if you are seeing this video, or if this is on your For You page, If this is in your reels, then you must be, and I will name some adjectives, some things that might describe somebody. So in one video, I might say a mom who's living on caffeine and needs a nap, but you don't get one because you're a mom. Let's be friends. Or on another one, I might say you are super ambitious, but you're scrolling on TikTok, which means you're procrastinating something. Let's be friends. Something like that. It's literally going to call out people who I believe could relate to that video, think it's funny, like, oh, yep, that's exactly me, called out, like, this is definitely the For You page. And then they will want to follow me from that. And because you're introducing and saying, let's be friends, calling out exactly the type of people that you want in your social media following and who you want to build those friendships and connections with will attract the right people in. So love doing that type of video. I've had several of those go viral as well. And it really does help you to start to hone in on that target demographic of who you want to connect with on social media. So I recommend doing those periodically with the trending sounds and all those things. Okay, that is, what number was that? Call out what you want was number 6. Number 5 is who can relate. So sometimes it's doing something like short and simple. You're like, I don't know if anyone else does this or experiences this, but who else can relate? So a couple examples that I can think of off the top of my head that I have posted just to kind of share how this would work is posting a video kind of along the lines of like, does anyone else's husband take literally like over 40 minutes to poop? Who can relate? Let's be friends. Like, you know, and then people that are like, yep, I can relate to that. They are going to comment and they'll be like, yeah, I have no idea why it takes them so long. And then the husbands are then going to defend themselves like, well, that's our only free time or whatever. Starts the debate. It ruffles some feathers too, right? You'll notice how they kind of start to overlap too. But asking people who can relate. Another idea that I have done in the past is I've made videos when I had a newborn talking about how dads always say that it's so exhausting to have a newborn, but then I'm the one in the middle, awake in the middle of the night with a newborn who can relate. And that's going to invite the other young moms that have new babies to relate to that. Or now I'm in the stage of potty training. So I have done content based on my daughter yelling from across the house, Mom, I just pooped on the potty. And that has then allowed me to ask if anyone else's house sounds like this all day, let's be friends, who can relate. So number 4, copy other people's ideas. I usually try to set a timer for about 10 minutes on both TikTok and Instagram Reels, where I am specifically thinking like, okay, my intention during this 10-minute of scrolling is to find a video that I believe I could replicate and make my own in some way. Maybe it's a specific trend, or maybe it's a funny joke that they said to their spouse or something, but it's scrolling with the intention of like, what could I replicate or what could I make my own? Maybe it's a makeup transition if you're good at those or whatever. What could I see myself doing? And I will scroll for those 10 minutes watching videos with that intention of what could I copy or replicate and do on my own. So and I can kind of show you some as an example. I don't think I've done it recently. It's been a hot minute, but let me pull up my TikTok. Okay. So I basically, anytime I heart a video, it shows me like some of the ideas that I have had. So like this one is an example, is a guy posted, this one has 2.3 million views. Okay, so it said me thinking I can sleep past 6 a.m. and then his dog waking him up needing to go to the bathroom. And so then I'm like, okay, I could totally do that, but with my children. Okay. So I saved that video as an idea thinking I could pretend that I'm sleeping and say me thinking that I can sleep past 7:30. And then I can do the next part of my toddlers walking in the room, waking me up. Okay. So any of that. So that's copy others' ideas. Number 3. This one kind of goes with all of the other ones, but it's also watching videos and asking yourself the question, like when you see a video that has gone viral or it's super funny, really a video that has gone viral, ask yourself, look at that video and ask, why do I think this video went viral? Whether it's your own video or whether it's friends or just one that you find as you're scrolling, why did this go viral? Was it something that was super funny? Did they give value? Did they teach something? Did they start a debate in the comments? Look through the comments and people will comment and tell you exactly why they thought it went viral, right? Look at the top comments and you can usually see if there's some sort of a debate going, if they ruffled some feathers, if it's relatable to them. And asking that question really will help you to start to know, like, okay, if this is the reason why it went viral, because people had their feathers ruffled, because they wanted to share their opinion on this topic or whatever, then if I can copy whatever this video was about, I have more of a chance of going viral because that idea just went viral. Okay. Number 2, people like to join you on a journey. Okay. And this is a really fun example. And I haven't seen this in a long time, actually. But I remember when I was first getting started with TikTok, like I was just so overwhelmed with just the power of one video and how it can completely change your life. And so I watched this video and I got sucked into it. And this is just going to explain exactly what I mean. Okay. Where somebody posts a video and they invite you on a journey that you want to know what the ending is going to be so that you follow along. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those videos? You know, like the girl that traded a paperclip until she got a house. I wanted to know I subscribed to that story. I wanted to know how it was going to turn out. Okay. Or I remember specifically watching this one. It was a 17-year-old kid. He made a video talking about how he was always hanging out at his friend's house. His friend's mom was a single mom. She worked so hard. She was always working to provide for her kids because she was a single mom. And anytime he went over to their house, it was an absolute disaster. It was so messy because nobody had time to clean up. And so he decided that he was going to spend a day while the mom was gone and just clean everything up. And he just told this story and talked about how she worked so hard, but she just didn't have time to clean up the home because she was working for her kids. She was a single mom and he wanted to do something nice for her. So he cleaned up the house. So we just showed a quick little video of him doing dishes. He showed him vacuuming and cleaning up the floors. He was picking up dog poop that was in the living room, throwing away the trash, taking the trash out, like literally cleaning the whole house, making it spotless, cleaning the toilets, doing the bathrooms, everything. And at the very end of the video, it showed the mom coming home, pulling into the driveway, and then he ran out of time and he's like, follow me to see the reaction. The video went viral, and I'm not even kidding you. Overnight, this boy, the 17-year-old, had over 400,000 followers that were so touched by his act of kindness for just wanting to do something sweet for this mom that they wanted to know what was going to happen next. They just wanted to follow along on that journey and see what was going to happen. 400,000 followers from one video overnight. And that's when I truly realized that we absolutely have that same power to do incredible things like that. Have I gained 400,000 followers overnight? I have not. 10,000? Yes. That's the start, right? So that is another tip. How can I invite somebody along on a journey? What can I invite somebody that they're going to want to subscribe to see more of? And so that's when it's like, okay, maybe I could take some of the knowledge that I already have, the tips and tricks and advice, the things that I know, and teach people in a journey. Or maybe it's going to be starting a new type of a trend. And I can give you a couple as an example. So I've had this thought process of like, I am raising 2 toddlers. I had 2 children under 2 years and younger at the same time. It was so difficult. 22 months and a newborn. It was hard. Okay. And now I have 2 toddlers. I've got a 3-year-old and an almost 2-year-old. And I lose my mind every single day. They don't listen. And so what if I talked about this frustration that I have and say, if you are also losing your dang mind and you want your toddlers to listen to you, follow along, because I'm going to read all the freaking parenting toddler books that I can find, and I'm going to teach you the gold nuggets so that we all don't lose our mind every single day. I just invited other toddler moms to follow along and learn what I learn. That's going to invite the right people to my page. Okay. Another example, and I've seen this done. I had a friend, her and her husband, one of their hobbies is that they remodel homes. And so one of the homes specifically, they had pulled open a floorboard, and beneath it, there was a vintage recipe box. And so she posted this video on TikTok talking about how they had found this vintage recipe box, and she was going to recreate and make the recipes from this vintage box that had been sitting in the floorboards of this home for years. And so that was her story, that she invited people to come along. And sure enough, she had people following along just to see these fun recipes from whoever lived in the house many, many years ago. So what type of thing could you invite people on of a journey, or what type of a quick little series could you do? Another type of video that I have done similar to this idea of inviting people along on a journey is the ones that you see. I'm just going to share. I've got one about my husband, and I've got one about my kids I've already mentioned. And then I've got like a producty one. Okay. So the one about my husband, I kind of started a trend of like corny things I say to my husband, part whatever. And so then anytime I was telling him like a funny pickup line, or just something that really was nonsense and didn't make it, that I thought was funny, that really wasn't that funny, and I recorded my husband's reaction, that would be my thing. And what I found is every time I did my video like that, and I'd leave a caption that said corny things I said to my husband, part 13 or 14 or whatever number it was, that I had a lot of repeat people going back and watching those other videos as well. Okay. The second one with my kids is I kind of made it a series of hide and scare your kids part 1, hide and scare your kids part 2. And then I would just record those quick little clips of me hiding around the corner and popping out and scaring them. And so that can be something that you do that kind of invites people along on a journey when you put part 1, part 2, etc., so that they want to keep watching the other parts. And then the third one with products, I know you've seen those videos of like things I didn't know I needed from Amazon, part whatever. How simple. I have personally done a series of like baby products that made my life easier. You can literally do anything. Makeup products worth the hype. Whatever floats your boat, you can kind of play with that. Okay, so that is number 2. And then the last tip, number 1 out of our 12 tips, is watch back your videos, right? Because at this point with all of these tips, making sure that you're consistent, making sure that you're posting a minimum of 1 video a day, up to 5 videos or more per day, right? From all of those videos that you should be posting, after a couple weeks, you should be able to go back and see what type of video does them best for you. I've had so many ideas that I thought would go viral and be so funny that just flop. They just don't do that well. And then some of the ideas that I'm like, this is so stupid, why am I posting this? They go viral. Sometimes you just never know. But then it's like, okay, how can I then go back? This is the last tip. Go back to the videos that did do well for you, the videos that did go viral, and replicate them, duplicate them, make them new again. Maybe repost them if you want to, but then, as an example, this is a fun example. I made a marriage tip video, right? Giving value, giving people some knowledge that I've learned. My husband and I have been married since 2014, so it's really not that long. We've only been married for about 8 years now, but I was like, even still today with the divorce rates being as high as they are, at the time I recorded the video, we had been married for 7.5 years. Okay. Maybe, almost 7 years, I think is when I did it. I don't know, around 7 years. Okay. But at the time that I recorded the video, when I recorded it, I said, my husband and I have been married for about 7 years, and here are my 3 best marriage tips. And then I just named them off. And you know, what's so funny is I didn't know it was going to start a debate over the fact that they were like, oh, 7 years is nothing. Like, come back when you've been married for 30 years. But then I also had a lot of people saying, this is actually really great tips. Thank you for sharing. I needed this. And then I had some people saying, these are terrible tips. Really interesting. But I decided that because that video went viral and, it had 3-4 million views, I don't remember what it had. I was like, let me take that same video. I'm going to take those tips and make a new video. So I made a new video and I posted it on Instagram Reels this time. And that new video with those same 3 tips has almost 1 million views on Instagram Reels. So just taking the same content idea from a previous video that went viral and recreating it into something new, it still went viral again. So that is my last tip. Those are my 12 tips for you to go viral. And I just want to share last minute encouragement. Like, I am not someone that is super special. I just literally made the decision that I'm going to make this work for me. I was like, I'm not super funny, although I like to think that I am. I'm really not. I'm not the best at lip syncing. I cannot sing. I cannot dance. I don't have tons of recipes. I really don't feel like I have tons of knowledge to give to the world, but there are some things. And so I want you to know that you will be able to find those things that you can niche down on. I hate that word, but you'll find the things that you'll be able to use as content. And I think part of it is just asking, this is, I guess, a bonus tip, is asking that question of, what do I want to be known by? Like, when people think of me, what do I want them to think about? And I've really thought about that. I want people to know that I am a business owner, that I have created a super successful business and that I can help other people do it too. I want people to know me by that. I want people to know me by the fact that my marriage is so important and that I have a dang good marriage. I want people to know that I am a mom and that I'm doing the best that I can. I want people to see that from my example, that you can become your fullest potential. And also that I'm obsessed with leopard print. That's something so simple, but like, look at this, my dress, my blanket, my rug. I know it's extra, but my phone case. So, but that's it. It's just those fun little simple things. What do I want people to know me by? And incorporate those things into your video. Those are going to be the types of content that you are going to create. I want people to know that I believe in Jesus Christ. So maybe I'll post some religious stuff there, whatever it is, all the fun things. But just ask yourself that question. What do I want people to know me by? And base your content off of that. Do I want to be known by the fashion stuff? Do I want to be known with makeup? Do I want to be known with pranking my husband or whatever? And you'll be able to find some ideas from there. But I hope these tips were helpful for you. I literally wrote them on my shopping list. It's great. But I'm going to do more videos like this that just give you really specific tips and help and tricks. So if you want me to make a specific video and teach you something, literally anything, drop it in the comments and ask me a question and I will make a video for you. But I hope this was helpful and I will talk to you later.